Hi everyone, in this video we will look at how to create a football field chart. A football field chart is a type of visualization commonly used in finance, particularly in investment banking and corporate valuation work. It displays valuation ranges for a company using different valuation methods with horizontal bars representing the range of values each method produces. The chart gets its name because the horizontal bars, vertical lines, resemble an American football field with yard markers. A typical structure of a football field chart consists of y-axis, which has different valuation methods. X-axis shows the valuation range. Each horizontal bar spans from the low to high estimate for that particular method. So for example, here for discounted cash flow, the minimum is 45, maximum is 58, giving us the difference, which is $13. A football field chart also has reference lines, which are these two vertical lines in this case. They typically show a current value and a target value. In this case, you can see that this red dashed line shows current share price, while this green line shows the target share price in dollars. This chart doesn't necessarily have to be limited to finance. We can also use it for software development project timelines using different estimation methods. Like here on the y-axis, we have different estimation techniques to estimate the time it would take to develop this feature. Now, I had done a detailed video about different estimation techniques a while back. I will leave a link to that video in the description. Feel free to check that out. In this case, what we are estimating is to develop this real-time chat with video calling feature. How long would it take using different estimation methods? So we look at the minimum time it would take and maximum in weeks. We have a target deadline in mind, which is 12 weeks. And right now we are at 3 weeks mark. So we are trying to compare and come to a conclusion as to what is realistic timeline to expect to complete this feature. In addition to software development timelines, we can also use this for several other fields like estimating medical diagnosis timelines or for home renovation project estimates. Then your probability of getting admitted to a college or university, then seeing how well your marketing campaigns do using different channels, environmental impact assessment, and sports performance projections for athletes. So there are two ways we can create this chart in PowerPoint. First method is using a clustered bar. So go to Insert, click on Chart, select this first clustered bar chart, click OK. We only need minimum and maximum value. So we just need two columns here. We can delete this third column. Let's call the first column minimum, the next one maximum. I'm going to use default values here, but we need to switch them around because maximum needs to be greater than minimum. So I'm going to paste maximum values in the minimum column and minimum in the maximum column. For category 2, the maximum value is greater than minimum value. So let's flip that. Let's keep everything else as is and close the data sheet. We don't need the chart title. Let's remove that. Let's also remove the legend. I'm going to rearrange my vertical axis here. I need category 1 to be at the top and 4 at the bottom. So double click on the y-axis, click on categories in reverse order and click on add maximum category. So that way we have category 1 at the top and our x-axis values continue to be at the bottom. Let's also add the horizontal line here. So double click on the x-axis, go to fill option, select a black color for the line. Let's also add tick marks in between our values. Click on axis options, open up tick marks and select major type as inside. Let's also select inside for minor type, and that should enable our tick marks here. Next, double click on the bars and change the series overlap from 0% to 100%. Now we need our orange bar to be behind the blue bar. To fix that, click on the chart, then chart design, click on select data. In this select data source dialog box, select min and move it down below max. Then click OK. And now our orange bar is behind this blue bar. Select the blue bar, change the fill color to white. Next, let's enable the data labels. So select these white bars, right click, click on Add Data Labels, double click on your data labels, click on Axis Options, select Inside End. Then right click on the orange bars, click on Add Data Labels. Let's change the maximum value for our x-axis to 10 so our chart looks a lot more realistic. And that's your method 1. Let's create the same chart using a stacked bar chart. So go to Insert, click on Chart. This time select this second chart called Stacked Bar. Click OK. Here we do need all 3 columns. Let me call the first column Min. The next one is Difference. The last one is Max. Let's switch around the values so that the largest values are maximum values. These will be minimum values. Let's fix this one as well. So this value needs to be 4.4, 2.5. Let's add our formula equal to maximum minus minimum. And that's it. Once you hit enter, it autofills the formula for the remaining 3 rows. Close the datasheet. Let's make the blue bars white as well as the gray bars. Then right click on these minimum white bars, click on Add Data Labels, double click on the data labels, go to Axis Options, click on Inside End. Right click on these white bars, Add Data Labels, double click on your data labels. Under Axis Options, click on Inside Base. Let's also fix our x-axis and y-axis like before. So double click on the vertical axis, click on Categories in reverse order and select this button called Add Maximum Category. Then double click on x-axis, go to Fill option, select a black color for the line. Then click on Axis Options. Under tick marks, select Inside for major type and Inside for minor type. Let me color these bars blue to differentiate from method 1. Let's delete the chart title and the legend. So here is our method 1 and method 2. One last thing remaining is adding the reference lines. So it's quite straightforward. Go to Insert, under Shapes, select a line. Let's say our current value is at 3. So draw a line and place it at 3. Let's say the target value is 3.5. Duplicate this line. Let's change its color to green and send these 2 lines to back so they are behind our bars. For simplicity, let me delete the grid lines. Let's copy these and paste those here as well. Send them to back. Delete your grid lines. You will need to add a legend for these 2 lines. You can either add a legend here or you can directly label them here. For example, you can just place a text box here that says current. This one can be target. Let's also make these 2 lines a bit thicker so they are visible easily. I'm going to change this blue to a red and make this a dashed line as well. So let's copy this and paste that here. And that's it. I have created these 2 charts that you saw in the thumbnail here. I will leave a link to this file in the description in which you will have these detailed examples. So feel free to check them out. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for future videos, and I will catch you next time.